Welcome to Cider from Scratch. Today is day 3 of the CiderCon 2022 Richmond, Virginia conference, and today we got a lot of fun stuff happening.
So as you can see, they gave us a really nice schedule, and today is a lot of pick and choose. So we're really excited to pick, which ones we want to go to. We've paid for a few sessions as well, like we talked about yesterday. So day 3 of lots of learning and exciting activities, and we'll bring you along as we experience them. Stay tuned.
Alright, let's jump into the action.
We are Cider. We are still here. We are getting bigger and better every day. Give each other a huge round of applause.
I'm thrilled to be kicking off CiderCon 2022 with you today.
Morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? All right, good. So I'll just start with a little bit about myself. My name is David, and I'm the cider maker at Boy Cider in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm the lead cider maker at Bauman Cider.
Around 12 years ago, as my wife says, I had a midlife crisis, and here we are 12 years on, still in the middle of it. But I came from an advertising and media background. I had a small orchard on the farm I grew up in Ireland. I moved my family back there from overseas in 2007. I was looking for something to do. My in-laws are winemakers. They bought me a press. They bought me an old apple scratcher. And one thing led to another. And it was in 2009 that I discovered that Ireland consumed more cider per capita than any other country in the world.
All right, we are at the end of day 3. As you guys can see through the window, the convention is still in full swing. People have got coffee, there's snacks down there. So we wanted to recap real quick and then we'll head back down. But we had a very busy day today.
Yep. We attended our first session where 3 head cider makers talked us through their favorite or top ciders, and one of those head cider makers was even from Ireland.
And he did his cider from rhubarb, and so he explained how hard it was to juice rhubarb, and then he's got to cut it up in 1-inch squares. So It was just a really cool experience. That was our first one where we got to kind of taste a little bit. As you guys saw, we visited a lot of vendors, so there was a ton. I mean, anything you could possibly want to see, they're here. So we saw a lot about like heavy machinery, canning machines, filtration systems, stuff that maybe is going to be a little bit further in our future, but it was really cool to learn. Another class we sat in on was brands. Had a market and brand your product. So I learned a lot about how we want to like introduce our ciders to eventually the consumer. And then finally, we just had one we got out of about chemistry. So a little bit over my head, but it was basically getting at how does the chemistry and the makeup of cider affect the consumer? And so we did learn a lot about how we want to like explain our ciders and what consumers are really looking for in terms of names and terms. So it was a really good and busy day as always. But for now, we're just gonna head down. We'll maybe grab some cheese and crackers and definitely be drinking some cider.
Yeah, there's 2 trailers for free cider, so we're gonna be having some of that and then talk to a few more vendors.
Stay tuned for tomorrow, which is our 4th day.
4th day.
See you then.
Gonna get some free cider tastings.
Out of a truck.
Look at this one. Buskey.
Taste.
That's very different. All right, guys, it's day 4 of CiderCon. We've done one thing so far today, other than we just finished lunch. We did a price elasticity training session where we learned basically how much you need to increase your sales or find a way to sell more of your product whenever you increase those prices.
Yeah, so it was a good reminder of stats class if you took that in college.
Yep,
so
exactly.
That was good. We have a few hours here of downtime where we could go talk to vendors, but since we did a lot of that already, we're gonna go taste some cider for you guys. So we're gonna bring you along for that, and then we'll recap after our last class, because we're actually gonna do a class on palate training. So we're gonna learn what to look for and how to taste specific ciders. So that
I'm
should be pretty
excited for that.
exciting. Yeah.
I feel like my palate is not very good right now.
And the other cool thing, even in Richmond, Virginia, we have a truck here that is representative of Michigan. So we're gonna go taste some of those ciders with you guys.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we got some Michigan representation. We've got Zombie Killer, B Nektar, and then Smackintosh, Tandem. There you are. Awesome. Left Foot Charley. Left Foot Charley's here too. Sweet. Go Michigan.
Did you get that on camera?
Oh yeah. Okay, I've got it too.
You've got Uncle John's?
Yeah. First time for me actually.
It's pretty sweet, but it's good. It's not as fizzy as I thought it was going to be.
It's also out of a truck.
Carbonated.
Like a raspberry in a Pinot Noir or something, if it's got a little acetic in it, just that edge. Anyone else experience something like that? What else do we think about acetic acid? Anything else? Yeah, it does seem a little fruitier. Is what carbonation can actually do to the acid profile.
Hey everybody, as you can tell by the snow and the fact that it's snowing, we are back in Michigan today. We spent all day yesterday being Saturday, driving straight back. Just over a 14-hour trip. So we didn't have a ton of time to record yesterday or Friday night. So we wanted to let you know our favorite parts and go from there. Also, boom! Sorry,
You scared Tank. We're wearing our shirts, but it's too cold, so
wearing our shirts.
I'm gonna keep it under.
My free hat. Got a little merch, no big deal. What was your favorite part, Rachel?
My favorite part, actually the first day. So the Nelson County tour, I really enjoyed because it was more hands-on. Despite the long drive to get to the cidery, we weren't actually sitting for that long, and we were able to ask the people questions, like the head cider makers at the 2 different places that we went to, and then we learned a lot at the orchard as well. So that was my favorite part, first day. How about you?
My favorite part was the cider share, for sure. There was like 30 plus tables of different cider makers from all across the states.
Yeah.
The only problem was they only gave us, what, an hour?
Yeah, it was quick.
And we only got to see like 8 or 10 tables and talk to 8 or 10 different cider makers, but that was by far the best thing we did. The only thing is, if anybody from CiderCon is watching, we need to make that cider share a lot longer.
Yes, sure.
It was definitely the best
Constructive feedback. All right, well, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the second part of our CiderCon journey. We had a ton of fun and we learned a lot, so hopefully we'll be doing that every year and it'll become an annual thing. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
And remember, always follow your dreams. Right, thanks.